There was a point in the speech where there was some focus on subsidized fertilizers and increased agricultural yields. How can stakeholders like researchers, such as yourselves, and innovators be able to take this or amplify this message of sustainable agricultural productivity? If you may know, it may not necessarily be your sector, but as a researcher, how can people plug into this and take it to the next level? How can people like you take this confusion or even the dysfunction in the health sector to actually take it to the next level as stakeholders?
Okay, well, one of the things is we need to make research applicable. We need more applied research. So what we need to do is ensure that research institutions, universities, and where possible, TVETs, are working not just in isolation on what we call esoteric research that just remains on a shelf, but actually are linking research to community and to industry so that the outcomes of research can be applied and can be, in quotes, replicated or go to scale. So whether it's agriculture or health, who is the user of your research and how can industry help you to take it to scale? Now, when it comes to the issues of agriculture, one of the things we need to do now is to make sure that we make it more appealing for young people. We want them to go back and farm. So whatever we're doing in terms of applying research for young people, we need to make sure that it's tech savvy and that perhaps it uses AI and that young people can access solutions on their mobile handsets. Therefore, we'll be able to research and apply research in a state where young people are involved in the universities. We also need to ensure that young people can go to class and do their research by linking them to places such as, for example, Konza, Technopolis, where we are supporting young people who have small startup ideas that they want to take to scale. So you talk about research and you learn about it in your class, and then you go to a place where you can take your idea.
We're talking about.
Yes, and incubate it and have someone there mentor you so that you commercialize your outcomes and then take them to scale. And someone to tell you where you can market them, because you have lots of good ideas, but where do we market them? In this way, we'll be able to help young people go from education to applied engagement in communities. That's something that we need to look at. But talking about research, I want to go back to information and data. And you mentioned that some of the things that are bedeviling the health sector now are the processing of claims. And one of the things the president brought to the table was digital health. And someone has mentioned digitization even in foreign policy. But when we digitize our health sector, we make it easier to pay claims. We make it easier to monitor your own health insurance. You can track it on your mobile phone. We make it easier for the community health worker to link up to another level in the health system to get an answer to why do I have fever? Why does the patient not respond? The need for digitization and the fact that we have a Digital Health Act is something that we need to underscore.
All right.
I want to move forward on the issue of young people.
Please.
Something he said that women were so excited about. The issue of bringing up responsible young men in society.
Yes, indeed.
He spoke to it and you could see that the whole house was listening.
There was traction. A lot of people resonated with that.
Yes. It's time now for us to look again at the absentee parent, the father, and say, you know, you need to come home, engage in feeding your child, doing the homework, finding out what they did in their extracurricular time, so that we bring up a community of responsible men and responsible parents, responsible citizens. And in that way, share the balance of responsibilities in the household, allowing the women also to continue to excel in their careers and around their talents, but then making sure they're not treated as second-class citizens. And that's what he said that made many women happy. And he also said he had committed 100 million, I think, shillings to a new program to be undertaken by his deputy, Kithure Kindiki, on addressing ending gender-based violence.
That's right.
And he spoke about putting in units in police stations and other places like health facilities that would look at and track gender-based violence as it presents. And more than that, he talked about having a collaborative venture that would reach out across sectors to address the issue of not just gender-based violence, but femicide. And what did he say on femicide, which people were listening to? He said, these cases are being investigated, and to his knowledge, people have been charged. We need to hear more about that.